Wednesday, June the 4th.
This is The Warning.
There's been a debate about what Trump is that's been going on for 10 long years in the United States. And what I'd like to say about that debate is it's over now. What Trump is perfectly clear. And you can see it playing out on a commercial airliner forced down early, apparently, by ICE agents who boarded the plane for unknown reasons, removed luggage for unknown reasons, filmed by these American passengers. And I want to point out the uniforms. They are outrageous, inappropriate, and laughable. Why, in the middle of the day, does this ICE agent have night vision goggles strapped to his special operator helmet as if he's a member of the Naval Special Warfare Development Group, SEAL Team 6, on the raid to kill bin Laden? All over the country, we see an out-of-control federal law enforcement agency that has turned agents into masked goons and thugs spreading fear. It's un-American and it's unacceptable. Look at these images. There are no name tags. There are no faces. The United States of America is not Chile in the 1970s. It is not Franco's Spain. It is not Mussolini's Italy. This is an outrage. And the opposition to this should be fierce. It should come from CEOs. It should come from university presidents. It should come from the leaders of America's law firms. And it should come from America's judges. And it should come from America's state houses, the legislatures, from the governors, and from the fighting wing of the Democratic Party that does not accept the appeasement that we've seen for the first 5 months of Donald Trump in Washington, D.C., but instead recognizes the moral imperative and the necessity to fight back against this. Now, when it comes to these Homeland Security agents, these are cosplayers. These are actors. These are disordered adults performing some type of inadequacy dance, dressing up as the thing that they most certainly are not. When did we become a country that tolerates this? It is intolerable. And if the secretary of this agency thinks that they have the authority to execute this across America, in our villages, in our towns, in our schools, on our airplanes, then that power needs to be taken away from any future sociopathic, officious, arrogant, tyrannical secretary that has ambitions to loose a Gestapo on the free people of the United States of America. The purpose of this is to spread fear and to spread terror, to suggest to any Trump critic that this could happen to you, that if you leave the country and come back across the border, your electronics could be seized, your private life exposed, that the government is watching and the government knows and the government is all powerful and the government doesn't serve a principle or a purpose or an idea or an ideal, but a man and the cause of that man, which is make America great again, which in fact is one of the greatest lies and cons in the history of the country, because make America great again was really code for give as much as these corrupt people can possibly take to them, because they intend to take it all. Freedom, liberty, and as much Bitcoin as they can possibly carry. Donald Trump has made billions from the presidency less than 175 days into it. It is an astonishment. And it is a mark of rot and decay unequaled in the long 250-year story of the American Republic. There has never been a president who seeks to be a tyrant, who is faithless to their oath, and who is as corrupt as Trump and feels entitled to take from the least amongst us on behalf of the people who have the most in all of the world. These immigration enforcement actions by masked federal goons are an assault on the ideas and ideals of the country, the rule of law, concept of justice, and also the mark of a deep cowardice and shame. These men must cover their faces because they're afraid of being found out for their shameful acts, afraid of being investigated down the road for following orders and abusing the law, human beings, and frightening the American people with an aggressive, menacing assertion of the federal fang. And it comes now dressed to kill, dressed for war, with long guns at the ready, body armor, clips of ammunition, flashbang grenades, and launchers, armored vehicles for all. And who is the enemy exactly? It's us, the American people. And these masked goons are supposed to be our servants. They're supposed to protect and serve a government of the people, by the people, for the people. But that mission has been hideously transformed. It has metastasized into something deeply sinister, brought to us by Kristi Noem, Tom Homan, Corey Lewandowski, Donald Trump. It is a perversion of justice that we are seeing. It is an assault on the Constitution that we are seeing. It is lawlessness that we are seeing. But you know what we are not seeing outside these words from Hakeem Jeffries? Not much.
Every single ICE agent who's engaged in this aggressive overreach and are trying to hide their identities from the American people will be unsuccessful in doing that. This is America.
Where are the denunciations of this from the Democratic Party's leading senators and leading members of the House of Representatives? This isn't law enforcement. This is oppression. And these are uniforms of brutality. And they have no place in the United States. And no Democrat should have any fear of being intimidated, of being called soft on crime, because the crime here is this clown wearing night vision goggles on a commercial airliner searching for luggage because he's not on the Bin Laden raid, and he's not in the U.S. Army Delta Force, and he's not in the 75th Ranger Regiment. He's not a member of the Marine Corps Recon Force. He's not a Navy SEAL. He's not a special operator of any type. He's the bottom of the barrel. He's a dreg of federal law enforcement who is beclowning himself. These men, all of them, will be held to account. Every person who follows Trump into the abyss will pay the price, and it will be sooner rather than later, because justice and liberty will not fall to mass tyranny in the United States, no matter how insane it all seems on the reality show that corruptly broadcasts the worst excesses of all of this madness and calls it news without showing the growing disdain of the American people, nor the underlying corrupt actions and the players behind it all. This is The Warning.
I'm Steve Schmidt. This is The Warning. I invite you to join this community where I promise to be honest, blunt, and direct about what is happening in this country. America is in crisis. Follow and subscribe to this channel and on Substack. Thank you.